everyone who's in the webinar, you can perhaps respond to the two questions that were presented and share your thoughts on the 5 loaves and 2 fish in your situation. What does it look like? And then, of course, what does risk-taking faith look like for you where you are? Yeah. So if anyone you want to share your experiences, I think that would be great. And then, of course, our panelists can respond or engage with your feedback on those two questions.
Thank you, Sam.
All right.
So, someone share in response to our questions about 2 fish and 5 loaves. One person said gift identification, just as the body offered the loaves and fishes. Each person has unique gifts and talents and strengths to offer. Christian counseling is about helping individuals recognize and appreciate their own gifts, even if they may seem small and insignificant at first glance. Yes, we thought that,
Excellent. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, lovely. Yeah. And we will go back to the question to Daddy later about the recommended material in equipping lay counselor. We will keep that for the later. And Megan, I think my answer about the first question, I can't speak Thai yet, but I can try to listen well to my neighbors who speak a bit of English and try to keep learning Thai and show love in that way. Thank you, Megan. That's beautiful. Yes. Anybody else that you would like to type and share? Maybe we can spend another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Another person say, my 2 fish and 5 loaves, a heart for the hurting. Yes. Ability to connect empathetically. Lots of opportunity to help. A flexible other work schedule, ability to make time. Yeah, that's great. Time is precious. Psychology and counseling. Sorry, it's coming so quick. Psychology and counseling knowledge. That's great. That's a 2 key thing. Counseling skills, counseling knowledge. You have a lot of, your 2 fish and 5 loaves are a lot. That's a lot needed. Think, would you like to help me read the next comment?
Sure. The 2 fish and 5 loaves represents what little talent we have to bring into our ministry, and the multiplication will come in as we continue to trust to bless our work. Yeah. And this is, trust and faith, right? And from Jenny, I think we at Cambodia are following behind you guys. We do have similar challenges in terms of mental health and prevention and training. We have Christian mental health organization and people who are equipped and trained with Christian faith. It was very helpful to have model we can follow. We are coming alongside each other. We understand that in this region of the world is a lot of needs, and we know that we can't work alone, right? So with our sister Jenny in Cambodia, we'll be praying for you guys as well. There is increasing awareness of mental health in our country. Christians are more aware of the need to help others with mental health. More people are willing to help and contribute with their compassion and empathy. That's great. And what country is that? One. Oh, sorry, I know that you can't talk back to us.
I wonder if it's the Philippines. Clarice Cabanlit.
I see.
Yeah, I got it right. Okay.
5 loaves and 2 fishes. For me, it is to first identify what you have in your hand, your abilities, talents, and skills. Second, and bring it to the Lord to bless it and multiply it for the use of others' need. And yes, as you also get to take 12 basketful for you and yours.
Fantastic.
This is Vincent, I believe. First one, professionals in mental health. Second, continuous training. 3, outreaches in different communities. 4, training pastors and lay counselors on mental health issues. Awesome. Oh, and our friend in Bangladesh, we are highly populated with majority Muslims. I think in our community, people are open to talk about religion. I am a friendly person and have acceptance to the community.
Nice. So that's a gift, actually, that you get accepted in the community already. That's great.
Yeah. 2 fish and 5 loaves. I was given the privilege to teach a module in the Bible school about counseling as a ministry of the local church. And I focus on lay counseling with the hope of encouraging the students to decide to be more equipped. So I always remember this when my professor told me that what we learn as a professional counselor, she said, 90% of what we learn can be trained to lay counselors. So I'm very encouraged, we can train 90% of what we learn in professional. Okay, and another one. I am a good listener, prayer, and knowledgeable about the Bible, giving, and helpful.
That's great.
Yeah, we do have every opportunity to use like mission, vision, values, policy, safeguarding, focal persons. Yeah. In my life, my 2 fish and 5 loaves experience is when I know that I am not big enough as a person, or my personality and identity as an individual is not impressive, but we can still share the greatness of the Christian wisdom and teaching to combat mental health that is, I think, is more abundant. It's from the Philippines. Knowledge is power, right? I am inspired by what your team is doing. I hope that we can progress from what has been started. Thank you. Mental health is now, yeah. Ying, would you like to read the next one?
Oh, maybe your turn.
That's the team at work. Yes.
ตรงไหนนะคะข้อไหนนะ
Okay, maybe.
Mental health.
Mental health. Can you
Yes.
see?
Can you see the chat?
2 from the bottom. 2 from the bottom.
Mental health is now the buzzword in my country too. The stress and demands of modern life is causing health problems, even among the young citizens. It becomes so important that our local university is now offering a course for mental health professional at master's degree.
Yes.
Country is this?
Yeah, I'm interested to know too. Yeah, please continue.
The next one is by Born, our organization. LAM is women and children friendly, which is very much matching with
Living
counseling, living wholeness.
All right. Yeah, thank you so much for helping reading Thick and Oi, and Sam, also you're helping facilitating this. Yes, I think I will stop for now, but okay, maybe the last one. Oi, please. In Australia.
In Australia, a lot of value is placed upon professional counseling training, but there are not enough professionals to meet needs, and probably not many in the various ethics communities who have training to give free care in complicated situations. Resources exist, but less emphasis on how to work together to equip others than you have presented. We can think more about training and networking like you are doing. Thank you.
We'll work with David.
Yes, the pyramid. Yeah. Okay, thank you so much. You all type so fast and so good. Thank you. So maybe we can go to the question and answer. Is that okay, Sam?
Yes, I think so. It can just flow into the questions. Yeah. And you can
Okay.
elaborate along the way. Yeah.
Yes, yes. We have some slides that we to finish up with, but yeah, we can
Okay.
go for question and answer first.
Yeah.
Okay, the first question, as Christian counselor, how you do this? You click answer live? You need to click it
No,
or
it's
just
okay. You can go ahead and answer, and I will
okay.
just to click
I see.
that it's already been answered. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. As Christian counselor, how can we intensify to still be relevant inside school institution, who always adhere first to the science of psychology and guidance counseling process? Wow. I don't have expertise in doing counseling. I don't know whether I or Thick or anybody here could answer this question, but I don't really know how to answer this.
Can I try?
Yes, please.
Yes, please, Sam.
Yeah. I think when I don't know who is asking this question, but when we work with the school systems, we need to understand that there's a lot of government control and regulations. Yeah. So each government and each jurisdiction that controls the school environment, I think children and young people are always an asset to every country. And therefore, if counselors are involved, if you as a Christian counselor, if that is your occupation, then just like if you are a Christian and you are a school teacher, you also have to make teaching as the first priority and the sharing of your faith as an opportunity and not a priority. Yeah. So there are these challenges that sorry, I realized my video was off. So there are these dynamics that each country and each province or jurisdiction in your country you have to manage because a school environment is generally considered a secular environment, which is why science takes a priority based on the school counseling or the guidance counseling modality. But if you do have other opportunities, I know, especially in tertiary institutions where crew may be there or intervarsity fellowship, or there may be Christian outreachers, then my suggestion is for the Christian counselor to partner with the outreachers to work with the children in terms of outreach rather than use counseling as a way of evangelism. I think in the presentation earlier, it was highlighted that sometimes that's the tension, between Christian counseling and they say, oh, are you going to try and convert me? So those are some of the tensions that we need to accept exists in a school institution. And we have to really ask the Lord for wisdom if you are in that position. Yeah. So that's all I have to share.
Thank you. Thank you, Sam.
And
And
can I add also? Can I add also?
Joy,
Yes.
yes.
I'm mentoring, guidance counselor in Cambodia. And what she's doing, she's ministering she asks if she has two clients, the institution, which she is doing the influence, and at the same time, her direct client is the student. So she's working both sides, influencing her boss, influencing the leaders of the school. So winning, the trust. And then at the same time, when she is trusted and she's given opportunity to have her own program, So that's the way she is working, and then she go beyond the like for example, she go beyond what is being required. So she spend time with the student, connecting with them in a relational manner, in a friendship manner, and then if they're open, that's the time she will share the gospel. So I really appreciate what she's doing, because she's also a missionary in a non-Christian nation, which is Cambodia. Yeah, that's my sharing. Okay.
Thank you, Joy, for sharing. David, yes.
Yeah, just excuse me, a very brief comment. It's a very significant topic. If you're a school counselor, if that's your life, if that's your main vocation and calling, it's a big question, And I just want to say, I think the question has disappeared. It's kind of gone off the screen, I think. But anyway, it talked about intensifying your relevance or something like that.
Yeah. I have it back on.
Yeah,
under
thanks. I just want to read the. Seems there was a lot left.
As Christian counselors, under answered, the second tab. How can we intensify to still be relevant?
Still be relevant. That's right. Yes.
School institution. Yeah.
Yeah, and so my comment is, if you're the sort of person who loves people, if you love kids, if you love parents, if you love the teachers, the other teachers in the school, if you love the headmaster and those kind of people that are hard to love, if you have, a lot of respect for those people, and also if you're prayerful, if you pray for the clients, the system, the parents, the school, etc. I am pretty sure that the Holy Spirit will be on your side, and there'll be opportunities that you may not expect. May not come every day, may not come every week, exactly how you expect. But if you're open to, God's, I guess, being a partner with God, rather than somehow seeing that you have to go in there with a, with a kind of I don't know, some sort of soldier's fatigue and be the fighting Christian in the system. If you're just there openly loving, respecting, caring for people, you're going to be very relevant, and I have to say, I've seen school counselors who've operated like that, and they are, in a sense, a hub of the school, like they have massive contribution to the school community, the kids, the parents, the families, teachers. Yeah, it's a very significant role, if it's done like that, I think.
Thank you, David. Yeah, I hope that we I don't know, I hope we satisfy the person who answered this. Maybe you can give us some feedback in the chat if you have following questions. Thank you so much, Joy, Sam, and David, for addressing this question. Can I go to the next question? How are you engaging with the communities to identify people who will undertake the training you are offering? Okay. I think, would you like to address this question? How? Or maybe I
You.
I can do it, and then you can add. So we have we promoting, on top of the collaboration. So each collaborating organization, we also help to promote. Also, we have social media, to promote our trainings. But I think what I also could see organically is those who had gone through the training, and they spread the words and of how the training has helped them to walk alongside other people, or even to reflect on themselves. So words of mouth, of the participants who had gone through our training, and then they just organically spread it to their community. That is what I'm seeing. And Dick, do you have anything to add?
I think you covered it all. It's a lot of it from the networking. If someone is doing the training and they find it's helpful, so they are telling their church members. Yeah, so we see that it's coming from relationships. And also it's encouraging to know that we have a lot of interest every year, you know, to show that the program is helpful. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Can I go to the next question? Okay, my question is, how does the recent legalization of cannabis and the same-sex marriage affect the social and mental health of the Thai society? Also, how does this affect the counseling landscape for Christian counseling in Thailand? Thank you. This is a big question, and actually this is a really hot topic right now. We just legalized the same-sex marriage in Thailand this week. Actually, the cannabis, you know, where we are in Chiang Mai, where the touristy area, you can see a lots of, you know, store, you know, that openly, you know, selling or making business with the cannabis. Well, we just look at our 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, what we can do. With the LBGT or same-sex attractions, we actually, before even we doing the CCAT, having registration of CCAT, we have been doing the training of the gender identity workshop, and we have you know, the speaker from Singapore, Brian Chen, have been, you know, helping us since 6 years ago, and we have that training, and we have ongoing training about this issue of same-sex attractions, and you know, how to help people with especially in the church and in the community, a Christian community. And we're going to have another one actually in May. We expect that to have in Bangkok, you know, the training to raise awareness and providing the safe space to really learn and talk and gain more understanding in order to walk alongside them, not to against them, to just like that we can, when we understand, we can love and approach the issue better. So we're gonna have actually the, I know if I answer your question, we have gonna have a training in May coming in Bangkok. We're expecting to have 200 people attending by God's help. So we just try to raise awareness, you know, over and over, and psychoeducation on our social media.
I think I think the non-Christian community might struggle with this less than the Christian communities, you know, and sometimes when something you don't agree with, people are just against and become very like strong in their reaction, and become more like too extreme, you know. So I think having psychoeducation training and giving them the name, the vocabularies to come alongside those who are struggling with same-sex attraction would be helpful. And the challenge that I see also is like, you know, if this is legalized, it's gonna block the opportunity for teens, for kids to explore their identity. You know, that's a natural process of life, right? That sometimes we explore our own identity during teen years. But if there is this name of like, okay, now you can identify right away, and you can, if you feel the attraction to the same gender, then you can just decide to get married or something. So I think that is like blocking the process of growth, of development, of like try to figuring out who you are, you know. And it doesn't have to be like, if I have the attraction at this time of my life, that means I'm gonna develop into like become LGBTQ, you know. So I feel like that might be the struggle we see in the future. And but as far as like the challenge I see, I foresee more in the church more than in non-Christian community, because in the church it's kind of like, okay, there's the right and wrong, you know, so, and with that attitude, sometimes we blocking people. So CCAT is trying to give more information and how to walk alongside and not judge, not against, but walk alongside them, that they feel that they're not being judged, they are accepted, you know, that they can come to us rather than run away from church. Yeah. Oh, you have anything to add? Or the participants, if you would like to put in the chat, that would be helpful. I also would like to hear about this. This is such a new things in Thailand, you know, like legalized, you know, like you.
Yeah, it's really political as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's really sensitive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Can we move to the next question? Okay, I would like to know if there is a similar initiative in the Philippines. Yes, Joy. If yes, what the training are available, and how can interested individuals express their interest to be part of lay counseling in the Philippines? Joy, would you please address this?
All right. I would like to answer the issue of legalization of same-sex marriage.
Sure,
You
sure.
know, I want to
Yes.
add something. What
Yes.
is, you know, for me, that would be the increase of our workload, you know, when there is legalization of same-sex marriage and then cannabis. In other words, the increase of sin, you know, there is also increase of mental health crisis. So the impact on that is really a lot of work on our part, you know. So be ready, be ready, because there will be a lot of work. So we need to train more lay counselors. And how in Philippines do we have the same project? Do we have the same? This is really, you know, this is also our burden. But you know, we need partners, we need collaborators, we need people who will host, you know, because we can bring in the speakers, we can bring in people to train lay counselors, but we need hosts, we need people who will work with us, because if we're gonna do it on our own, we don't want to spread our wings too much and then get burned out along the way. So strategically, we're waiting for an organization, we're waiting for schools, we're waiting for churches to invite us, because you know, probably what we're lacking there is promotion. You know, the promotions of invite us, bring us to your church, so that we can be able to train more lay counselors. We can be able to train more lay counselors in the communities. So I'm learning from you, Ying, Tik, and Koi, that you know, you promote it. You know, you do it in the social media. So probably no, we need that kind of strategy, so that the churches and the para churches, or even the schools, Christian schools or Christian institutions can invite us to train lay counselors. But that is one of our burden already. We really want to train pastors, but the pastors, you know, they're too busy. They have a lot of work to do. So probably, you know, we are willing to, those who are will invite us. Yeah, that's for me.
Thank you, Joy. Yeah, thank you for the question too. What are the ways you are breaking the stigma about counseling? Anybody want to take? Yeah, I invite all of you to yeah, I mean David, Joy, Sam, all, yeah, please, yeah. I think I'm gonna read the question, and please feel free to answer.
Yeah, I think I would like to respond.
Okay, all right, that's good. Yeah.
On this, I think working with partnership is really help us to breaking the stigma about counseling. For example, when we working with like seminaries or Christian organization, that they see the importance of counseling or mental health. So together with the partnership. For example, when we organize the training or when we have some kind of retreat or this kind of thing. So when we working together, when people trust the organization, then people would like to try or explore and to see how helpful counseling can be useful.
I would like to add something here too. It's like reframing the word, the vocabularies, you know. So we have example when Ying and I was trying to run like a group counseling, right? And we use the word, let's say group counseling for burnout or stress or depression. Because of the word counseling, no one show up. And because of the word depression, no one show up. So then we have to reframe, you know, make it more like a strength base. Like and we do like not the word group counseling anymore, but it's more like workshop, training how to care for yourself so you can sustain in a long-term ministry, you know. And then we talk about it, and then we can talk about burnout, we can talk about depression. So I think reframing it, that open up the doors for people to see, oh, these kind of things are very helpful, and then they can increase self-awareness, and it's like, oh, maybe I need help, and then we can kind of like let people know that there is this kind of support available, and it doesn't have to be, you know, in Thailand, I'm sure in surrounding countries as well, believe that if you go to psychiatrist, psychologist, counselor, you are crazy, you know, that's only for crazy people, you know, like that kind of belief system they have. But when we do more training, we do more workshop, people are more like, oh, actually you can go to someone because you need support, because you're stressed, you know, and that become more and more. I see in my work too, I see more Thai are coming and seek counseling. In the past 5 years that I do the in the professional counseling room, you know, I see more and more that are more open. Yeah. So reframing, connect with the partners, and also doing some training, giving education. Knowledge is power, you know. If they know and have more understanding, it will help expand their mind.
Can I share my experience in Singapore, the Singapore experience? We have a movement that started out some years ago, and it's called the Christian Mental Health Advocate. And these are Christian leaders and pastors and counselors who have themselves gone through and overcome depression or burnout or failure, moral failure in ministry, broken marriages, and they are like overcomers. Yeah. Or they have had a family member who took their own life. They struggle in silence. And so Christian leaders and pastors have come together, and they started strategically at different partnership. I like the word that Oi used, and that is partnership. Different small conferences. It started with very small conferences. But when the publicity went out, a lot of people came and the meetings were overwhelmed because people wanted to hear. Say, wait a minute, who is going to share? This pastor, we know him, and he's going to share his testimony. He's going to share his story of mental health or breakdown or some moral failure. And suddenly it became less of a stigma. Yeah. And they shared how they sought help, how they humbled themselves, and how they overcame slowly. And so we also have publications, that started out online, and now social media is it can go global very easily. So we do have a few social media platforms run by Christians that highlight stories of Christians who overcome. They overcome poverty, they overcome moral failure, they overcome caregiver stress and depression, looking after a child who is disabled or struggling with autism. And these are all very real stories, and people know them. They say, oh, you are from this church, oh, you're from that church. So it's no longer a secret suffering. Slowly, layer by layer, it has become more mainstream. So this was very helpful, especially during the COVID years and post-COVID. So I just wanted to share that how Christian leaders have helped by being transparent and open with their stories, whereas previously, when Christian leaders fall or they go into depression or they see a psychiatrist, they leave the ministry and then nobody hears about them. We don't know what happened to them. They just disappeared. So that's one way I have found the stigma being reduced.
It's take lots of courage, but we're so thankful for those who, really, use their life as a testimony in helping other people by just, sharing. And it's been good. We need more of that, actually. In Thailand.
Another thing, sorry.
Joy, go ahead, please.
Another thing that you can minimize the stigma, it's really, it's the referral of your clients. Because I myself, I get my clients to word of mouth, so the clients themselves are the one who promoted, what they have received during the counseling. So those people who are, resistant to counseling services because of the testimonies of the clients, so they're the one also, inspired to see a counselor. So that's my personal experience.
Yeah, that's true. Yes. Thank you, Joy, for sharing. Okay. Dick, you want to say something before we move to the next question?
We can go to the next question.
Okay. The next question, what does lay Christian counselor mean? And how can they become a lay Christian counselor? Okay, I can take a shot. Okay. I think the main thing is that lay counselor, they don't get paid. And they work harder. They work harder. Oh goodness, yeah. But yet, like I say it in the sense of where, where people really have passion, like lay could be anybody who love people, who have empathy, who cares, to walk alongside a friend, a family member, a church member, could be anybody. That is my definitions of lay Christian counselor. Versus professional counselor, you get this some certain degree, you got licensure, you got certification to give the service, and you get paid. So that is a big difference, I think. And I think anybody could become a lay Christian counselor. But yes, help do no harm with the good training and supervision. As professional, we need supervision as well. So, that is anybody who have heart to, work on themselves, self-aware, and, be able to have time and energy to walk alongside people who are suffering. So anybody could become lay Christian counselors. That is my answer, my short answer, and my understanding. Please add, you know, if you have Sam, David, Joy, or I think.
You just have the heart to care. I started from that. When I remember, you know, the first experience when I listened to a counselor become a preacher. When I was, wow, this is counselor and then preacher. And I said, while I was a baby Christian, I want to be like that person, you know. The person speaks with the gentle words and then speaks from the heart, understanding the human behavior. And I started with the lay counselor.
Yeah.
I just started, you know, I want to be like her. I want to be like that person. That was my dream while listening to the counselor, because this person is introduced as a counselor and at the same time a preacher. And I started from listening, you know, I just listen, and then I don't know how to respond. Just listen. So listening is loving, you know, listening is caring. So sometimes the people, they just need to be listened to. So you just have the heart to care. And that's enough. If you're, you know, a beginner and you don't have the skill yet how to do the focusing and following, effective inquiry, reflecting feeling, you know, can just listen. I see. And then you can say, I do not know. If they're asking a question, they're asking what to do, I said, that is not my expertise. Would you like to be referred to a professional counselor? And that is really, you know, a big help. You know, some people are really looking for someone to lean on, someone to talk with, because they're so lonely, you know.
Yeah.
I remember, you know, my client, she mentioned during the time that she was suicidal, and she was suicidal at the time, but she said to her mind, if I meet someone who can listen to me, I will not kill myself. And she met this person who listened to her and just, and you know, who is this person? A Christian student. Just listen to her. And then that person is so scared because they don't know what to do. But this person listened to her, but she stopped, you know, committing suicide. She stopped attempting suicide because of she's being listened to, of a Christian student, very young person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a good heart comes with good skill and training, right? Because we have good heart, don't know how to listen or don't have that skill. A lot of time we want to find solution for others, want to fix their problem, you know, just like what I present, then they become compassion fatigue, burnout, and it's not helpful. So I said, you know, lay counselor having good heart that want to help others, but also equipped themselves with good skill so that you can be in this for a long time and not burn out or taking others wound, you know, and not taking the secondary trauma. So yeah. And I think, you know, what I learned through training lay counselor is that we as professional counselors, we can contribute with the skills and the knowledge that we have to teach, to help the pastors, mentors that already have a heart to help others, but they just maybe need a little bit more of a skill, such as how to care for themselves, how to set boundaries and stuff like that, you know. And then also, as doing this, I also learned that, wow, we cannot use the exact way that we are trained as professional counselor into lay counselor context. Like I said, it's like boundaries looks different. Coming alongside those who wanted to take their life in professional world and in community and lay counseling world is so much different. So we need to what do you call it, like learn from them as well, you know, as well as contribute what we have. Like we have ethics, you know, we We have boundaries. We have skills. We have theory, right? Teaching this, but also learn from them that it's not gonna always work the same way. You know, so I would say good heart, good listening skills, you know, and yeah, the heart coming with skills would be a good balance of being a good lay counselors.
Thank you, Thick. Oh, you want to add?
No, ready for next question.
Okay. So yeah, I think Thick already addressing the next questions already. You know, about compassion fatigue. You know, when we have skill, it can protect us, and skill and boundaries can protect us from, yeah, you know, secondary trauma or compassion fatigue, which, yeah, teacher, people helper, doctor, nurses, you know, we get burnt out easily, and we can take on people problem, you know, so close to our heart, you know, yeah, so to have, yeah, I think also address it, you know, supervision can be helpful. The next question, okay, the last question. In Australia, the word counselor is legally associated with professional counseling. What could be other words that could be used for the ones you are training? Yeah. Okay. David, this
Yeah,
would you like to
I mean,
answer these,
I
please?
happen to be Australian, but my heart and at least a third of my life was in Asia. Yeah, for those who don't know, I lived in Asia for 20 years. Well, actually, sorry, no. 15 years, I exaggerate. 15 years in Asia, but I learned a lot in Asia, and I love Asia. But anyway, yeah, I mean, the word people helper is another word that's been used. And then someone else uses lay helper. I think in Asia, often the word's just like church worker, church co-worker is used as well. Of course, in different translations, that means different things. China, we used to use guan huaijia, which is kind of like a people helper, I think. And I think different countries are going to find their own words, you know. So if the word lay counsellor doesn't actually work in your country, then I'm sure we can find another one. But I think the essence was well described before, you know. It's a lovely job with no pay is the bottom line. So yeah, it's a great privilege actually to walk with people. You learn a lot about helping. You learn a lot about yourself. You know, and I think my experience at least is if you are a good listener, people do talk to you, then you have to figure out, well, what do I do with all this stuff that they're telling me? And that's how a lot of people end up in that area of lay counselling, I guess. But it is really worth getting some teaching, you know, getting some training, because there are a lot, you know, quite a few pitfalls, I think, that can happen as well.
Thank you, David. Yeah, I think in Thailand, I feel like the word counselor actually, because we don't have the licensure yet, and I know that they are working on it right now. But I think the word counselor actually the honor is honoring, in the sense, you know, where people who are listening, yeah, with care and guidance and wisdom from the Lord. I think, yeah, I think it's a good term in our context. I would say the word counselor, ผู้ให้คำปรึกษา it's, yeah, honorable word. So yeah, we want to go to someone who is have wisdom and honor, have the credit, you know, so that this word actually I think it's a good word in our context. In my opinion. Yeah, thank you for all of the questions, you know, and thank you everybody for trying to help answer. Joy, Sam, and David, and Dick, and we will finish our last remaining slides. And then I think we can pray toward the end, I guess. I don't know, maybe I will pass it on to Sam after we finish the slides. So Dick, could you share the screen? Yeah, this we think so. We're gonna summarize that important takeaways of what we trying to put together for you tonight. I like this quote from Martin Luther King Jr. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. And when we try to give out 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread to God, we can anticipate the good outcome, though we may not see it in our life or in our lifetime, or if the Lord allow us to see, it would be great. But if not, it's okay too, because we just hope that it could pass on. We can anticipate the good outcome, whether we are able to witness it or not. That is something that we are trying what we have and give what we have to God, and we hope that He will multiply. And I'm gonna give the words in the Bible. 1 Corinthians 3:6-8 said, I planted the seed, Apollos watered it, but God has been making it grow. So neither the one who plants nor the one who waters is anything, but only God who makes things grow. So we just need to be faithfully do our part, and we just trust that, God will make it grow because He is faithful. And yeah, next, please.
Yeah. I think my experience is almost similar to Ying. And doing lake counseling training in Thailand is like the story about Jesus feeds the 1,000 people. And the story that happened in the Bible, it said when Jesus landed and saw a large crowd, He had compassion on them and healed their sick. Actually, Jesus, it started from Jesus had compassion on them. And then what Jesus had and what the disciple experienced maybe is different. The disciple asked Jesus that we should send the crowd away. So they go to the village and buy themselves some food. The disciples see that the crowd, a lot of people, we cannot handle this. But Jesus said that they do not need to go away. You give them something to eat. Jesus would like to feed them. Jesus would like to respond to them. But the disciples said that we have here only 5 loaves of bread and 2 fish. The disciples say that in their eyes, they saw that this gift is too small. But for Jesus, this gift is not too small. Jesus said, bring them here to me. So the experience that I have doing lake counseling with the team is just offer the small thing that we have and give it into Jesus' hand. And what He did, he took the loaves, 5 loaves and 2 fish, and looked up to heaven. He gave thanks and broke the loaves. Then He gave them to disciples, and the disciples gave them to the people. When we give something to Jesus' hand, He gives thanks and He multiplied. He gives them back to the disciple, and the disciple gave them to people. So the 5,000 were fed. There is no too small gift in Jesus' hand. So I'm so thankful to be part of His big job in Thailand by giving Him the thing that we have. Pass on to Pitik.
And the third takeaway is risk-taking faith process. It's always take risk to do what God is laying in your heart. We need to do something with what we have, right? And sometimes it comes with fear, come with anxiety, but we know that God is leading, God is going to be there. So even when we don't see the outcome right away, we could trust the process that He will multiply what we give to Him. So I would like to leave this passage from the Philippians 1:6, being confident of this, that He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Christ Jesus. Yeah, so this is our presentation for you today, and thank you so much for participating and asking questions and sharing your opinion. Is very encouraging, and I hope that we can be in this process together and serving the kingdom in what we have. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah. Sam, that's all we have. We give
Okay.
it back to you.
Thank you so much. That was wonderful, wonderful. It was so there were so many angles in the way the three of you presented, and I think it triggered a lot of thought in the participants, and we really enjoyed. It was a different way than you planned, the interactive way, but the question and answer way seems to have worked for tonight. I think it was really wonderful. And so once again, I'm going to hand over to Joy as our president to give the closing word and closing prayer. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much, Sam. Thank you, Ying, Oi, Tiek, for, allowing yourself, a vessel of blessing, allowing yourself to be the two fish, the five bread.
5 loaves.
And then you are now ministering to, international community. And one of the progress that I see is you go through it, you don't give up. So in fact, when you mentioned the success, in my mind, you're successful because you don't give up, despite of the fatigue, despite of the trials and difficulties that you went through, as a team, as an organization, establishing the CCAT. It's not easy, So your faithfulness, you have this job well done in the kingdom of God, in the eyes of God. In the eyes of men, we may fail, but in the eyes of God, everything that we do is for His glory. It's not in vain. So that's the success of the Christian counselors, that when sin increased in the last days, our work is also increased because there is an increase of mental health crisis. So we need to multiply. That's what we're doing here in ACCA to, encourage the 53 countries to establish, their own Christian counseling association, because the work, the harvests are plenty, but the workers are few. So this is what we're doing here. We encourage the practice of the Christian counseling service, not just for the professional, but even the lay counselors, the people who have the heart to care are our partners. They are the frontliners. And some of our participants here are the frontliners, because we are few. And it's good that we partner with them. And you have modeled that. The CCAT have modeled that. And I believe that the member countries of the, ACCA will do the same, will be inspired to do the same, We're learning to promote our services and collaborate to other organizations. So I would like to thank God also for David. David, thank you that you are partners of CCAT, the Living Wholeness Training. You have planted that seed, and and it's multiplying the seed of love that you have shared, the time And we just want to thank God for this, okay? Let me have a closing prayer. Father in heaven, dear Lord Jesus, Holy Spirit, anoint the Christian counselors in Asia. Anoint, Lord, oh God, the member countries of ACCA, that we may not be afraid of the vastness, the huge of the task ahead of us, because you are a big God. You are a powerful God. You know, before this world began, you know what will happen in the future. It is already conquered on the cross when you send your son to die on our behalf. You have conquered the power of death. You have conquered the power of mental health crisis on the cross. And we are anointed, oh Lord. We are mandated to be the light and salt of this world. When the world is experiencing darkness, when the world is experiencing pain, confusions, and hopelessness, you have sent us. You have sent us and anointed the Christian counselors to be the forerunner, to be a vessel, oh God, a vessels of your compassion. So Lord, give us the power of love. Remove any fear in our hearts, oh God, because you are in us and you are with us. And give us the willingness of the heart to receive that mission and visions that comes from your throne, O Lord. Anoint the 50 countries, O God. Raise up the banner of the Christian counselors, your people, the lay counselors. Raise up more workers in the church, oh God, in the ministry of counseling, that through the ministry of counseling, the gospel will preach. The word of the Lord will be shared. The personhood of Jesus Christ will be experienced by our clients, oh God. Lord, thank you. And we bless also the upcoming ACCA conference in June and the ACCA Leadership Summit. Anoint us, oh Lord, so that we will be united in one spirit to pursue and to advance your kingdom to the state of Christian counseling. Lord, thank you. And may you be glorified among our midst. In Jesus' name, amen. All right, so I gotta miss the people. I want to see their faces, but I just see their names.
Joy, can I answer one question? Is it okay? I forgot to answer the question. Someone asked about the curriculum. Living Honest, I would recommend Living Honest curriculum. You can go to Living Honest website or contact Dr. David Nichols, for the curriculum. Yeah, I think that's only one question I have not answered. So yeah, so thank you. Sorry to just think about it now. Yeah. Thank you, Joy. Yeah, back to you.
Yeah, thank you so much. We have a lot of comments here. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Our next, by the way, our next webinar, when will be? The next will be June, no? Our ECCA webinar. ECCA
Conference.
online conference.
Yes.
So we're gonna forward to you the e-poster soon. So, the topics that we're gonna offer is exclusive for the Christian counselors. It's relevant to the Christian counselors. So come and join this coming June, because the topic is for Christian counselors, to really empower the Christian counselors and to help you also establish your own organization or association if you have not submitted yet in your own country. Oh, I'm excited. Wow. Bye.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Night. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.